What's up, guys? Doing something I've never done before, so I hope you can hear me. I hope everything is working well. I assume if you're watching this, everything did work well. This background you're seeing here is black or a blue cloth from CRK. I'm going to do this video to kind of demonstrate microbevels and what it means to have a polished edge and what it means to have a toothy edge and what those things look like on a microscopic level. This can give you a better idea of what's going on when you're sharpening. This is kind of my first attempt at this, so this will only get better and better as time goes on. So hopefully this is watchable and entertaining. I think first I'm going to show a paramilitary 2. This is a stock edge on the paramilitary 2. It's actually a stock bevel with about a 600 grit micro bevel. So I'll show that. Notice the spider right here. A lot of people don't know that Spyderco spiders differ with country of origin. This is what the Colorado spiders look like. The Taiwanese spiders are a little different. As you can see, this is kind of like a racetrack, like the laser went around and the spider silhouette, I guess, the spider profile, and it went around and around and around until it finally met in the center, or either it did the opposite of that, went from the center out. Doesn't matter, but the laser just went around and the Spyderco shape until it was finished. That's the Taiwanese spider. The Japanese spider actually is a little different from that, and it's just straight lines across. So I thought that was pretty cool. Don't know if any of you guys care, but figured I'd show you anyway. Okay, stock edge on a paramilitary 2. It's actually a stock bevel with a micro bevel on it as my edge. Hoping you guys can hear me. It's going to shake when I adjust the microscope because I don't have a nice stand right now. I'm going to buy one later, but as you can see, I'm just going to point with this little thing right here. If I can, this part right here that I'm touching is the secondary bevel. The actual micro bevel is the portion right here. That's the micro bevel. This up here is the secondary bevel. So when people are referring to a microbevel, it's normally not the part you can see that's right here. It's a microscopic bevel right on the very edge. And this is about a 600 grit microbevel. I'm not sure what the main bevel is, probably 200 or 300 grit, maybe a 240 grit belt. But as you can see, it's very coarse, and the actual microbevel itself is also very coarse. It has little teeth, if you will. It's not smooth. Alright, so that's a stock bevel with a microbevel done on the Sharp Maker. Next, I'm going to do what I consider a very polished bevel done on the Edge Pro up to 10,000 grit, but with about a 600 grit microbevel as well. And this is a Spyderco Endura 4 in VG10. So, as you can see, don't know why it's doing that. Maybe it'll stop. As you can see, a mirror bevel doesn't actually look mirrored on a microscopic level. You see all these scratches, looks nasty, but in real life this is about one of the clearest mirror edges you would ever see. So it's kind of funny, on a microscopic level you see all these scratches that you don't see in real life just with a naked eye. But as you can see, I don't know why it's doing that. I think the light reflecting is playing hell on the lens. But as you can see, the actual bevel is polished and fairly smooth, but we have a micro bevel that is what I call toothy. It's about 600 grit. Let's see if I can get it to focus. As you can see, the micro bevel, which is just the very, very edge right here. That shiny part that's shining right now, that's the micro bevel. it's almost imperceptible to the naked eye. You have to kind of know what you're looking for to see it, but you can see the glint of light that's at the very, very edge there. That's actually 600 grit, and it's actually pretty toothy. It feels really toothy, but it doesn't appear so toothy on this microscope. It's probably just because the power isn't, I don't know what it's doing there. It's just because the power isn't high enough to see the little teeth. I mean, you probably need something like 1000x. This only goes up to 200x. Anyway, that's a polished bevel with a microbevel. This is a Microtech SOCOM Elite in 20 CV. This is a 600 grit edge, so about 600 grit bevel with a 600 grit microbevel. Wait, no, it's not. I apologize. This is a 45 micron diamond lapping film edge that has been stropped. So it's smoothed out some of those scratches and laid kind of a polish on here. But you can see on this knife as well that there is, sorry if I could get it focused. There's a microbevel on here. It's reflecting light differently than the actual main bevel is. The whole point to a microbevel is it's easy to maintain. It's quick to repair an edge that's dulled if it has a microbevel, and also it gives added strength to the edge. You're just kind of increasing the angle at the very apex of the edge, giving it a lot more strength, a lot more durability, and it's really easy to touch up. So that was the SOCOM Elite in 20 CV with a 45 micron edge and a 600 grit microbevel. Now I'm going to show you Cold Steel American Lawman, which has about a 10,000 grit edge. Probably one of the cleanest edges I have, and it's pure 10,000 grit, no microbevel, no nothing. It's just it's the sharpest knife I own, actually. This will whittle free hanging hair, treetop hairs all day long. This is the difference right here between a toothy and a polished edge. You can see how cleanly the edge looks right here. You can see how it's reflecting light in such a smooth fashion. There is no tooth to this edge at all. It's just pure polished goodness. Forgot I could actually turn the light down so it's not reflecting so badly. But man, that's annoying. As you can see, the bevel is 100% smooth. There is no teeth to this at all, no microbevel. Just a smooth, polished edge. And it actually has a little less scratches than the Chaucera stone edge did. So as you can see, it's clean all the way to the very edge. And it almost appears as though there's a microbevel on there, but I think that's just from stropping. It's just a microscopic little convex probably that the strop did. But yeah, that's a clean edge. I'm going to try and angle the microscope so you can see the edge as if you're looking down on top of it. There we go. You can see the edge is just purely clean there at the apex. There is no tooth to it at all. Can actually do this a little more and show you the apex of the edge, hopefully. As you can see, very clean, very clean, as opposed to this knife, which has about a 600 grit microbevel on it. You can see how much toothier that very edge is. You can see those little teeth. Hopefully you can. The light is very strong. I'm going to try and turn it down just a tad. But you can kind of see those teeth. It's going to be kind of hard to pick up. Maybe my methods will improve soon, but you can see the microbevel pretty plainly. It's just at the very, very apex of the edge, and that's what gives you your strength. Yeah, you can see the teeth right there. You see how jagged those teeth are. And that's at 600 grit. That's still fairly refined. So, anyway, guys, I hope that was kind of educational. I don't know, maybe it was fun to look at. I'm going to figure this thing out more and improve with it, but as for now, I think that'll do. It's just a test run. Here's some carbon fiber that's on a Sage 1. Pretty neat stuff. I like the weave on it. And here's some carbon fiber from a Paramilitary 2 with the peel ply texture on it. You can hardly see the pattern at this magnification, but you can see the peel ply texture. Looks pretty neat. Here's a Sabenza, the titanium of a Sabenza. It's pretty neat seeing it up close. See the jimping of a Sabenza. Oh yeah, the Sabenza edge as well. This is another good example of polished bevel with a very toothy microbevel. This S35VN loves a toothy edge in my experience. It loves to be toothy, and if it's not, then it doesn't like to cut. So yeah, you can see the teeth there, just jagged edge, but it cuts very, very well. And this is what Chris Reeves stonewash looks like on a microscopic level. Pretty even. Very pretty. The thumb stud. Edges are very, very hard to catch on this microscope. But other things like the detail of this edge is pretty easy. Or the detail of this thumb stud. Anyway, I'll wrap this up. Thanks for hanging out. Let me know if there's anything else you want to see doing or with this. I'm going to get better at it, so bear with me. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.